Mr. Real Talk, your go-to YouTube channel for brotherhood, sisterhood, and an attempt at righteousness. I'd like to welcome all of the new family members who are on this channel. I'm Mr. Real Talk, like I said. If you are a new family member on this channel, you're a newbie. I want you to go down in the comment section right now and say, hey, I'm new. Introduce yourself to me. Introduce yourself to the family. Welcome to the family. This is your home, Hebrew. And anybody who wants to serve the Most High God and Him only, this is a channel where you can come at right here and do just that. That's all we do around here. We worship and we serve Yahweh and Him only. What a time to be alive, family. I want to know, how do you want spiritual power when you are afraid of the spirit realm? How can you even fix your mouth to say you want spiritual power? You believe in spiritual power, but you are absolutely petrified and terrified of the spiritual realm. How does that work, Hebrew? Around here, we are very determined to get back to the old ways, the old paths. We don't want anything to do with these new modern day ways. Christians and Catholics have had a little more than 2,000 years to show everybody what they're working with. As far as spiritual power goes, we haven't seen them do anything. Even though their own Lord and Savior said that they're supposed to be casting out devils, healing the sick, raising the dead, but not one single follower of Christ. Not one follower of Christ. Not one in more than 2,000 years has had the power to do any of that. Is there anybody out there that would like to shed any light on why that is? How can JC be so important? How can he be so big? How can he be the only begotten Son of God with all this power? And he told the people who believe in him and follow him that you can do the same things that he did. So where are the Christians and Catholics healing people of diseases, raising people from the dead? Where are they at? And none of that cop-out crap neither. No, Ark, we healing people spiritually, Ark. We raising people spiritually. No. JC said he raised people up physically from the dead, from the graveyard. He healed people from physical diseases. We not gonna let y'all do like a regular Christian do and try to hide out the back door, trying to run out the back door and make everything spiritual. JC was healing people from physical diseases. Where are you Christians at doing that? Where are you Catholics at doing that? You haven't been able to do it in a little more than 2,000 years. The only thing you can do is say that you can do it, but not one of you have ever been able to do that. The New Testament is nonsense, filled with idolatry. And now when we come up to the Old Testament only folks like us, brothers say that they believe in the Most High God. And they say that the Most High God, Yahweh, does not change. So I want to ask you this. If the Most High God, sound confirmation, if the Most High God does not change, and the Old Testament only Hebrews had spiritual power back in the Old Testament days, and Yahweh doesn't change, I want to know, where is the power from the Old Testament only Hebrews? Where is it? Is there anybody out there? Is there any Hebrew out there who's an Old Testament only Hebrew who has spiritual power and who knows how to, quote unquote, get things done in a miraculous kind of way, like our forefathers did? As of right now, I would say I've never seen any Hebrews like that. I've read about them, but I haven't seen any like that because the whole world has been under the JC spell. You've been under a wicked, idolatrous spell. So no wonder no Old Testament only people had any power, because for the most part, people have not been serving the God of the Old Testament for the most part. But I like to think that we are doing something about that in these times. All of us are turning back to the Most High, and we are encouraging other people to do the same. So if we're turning back to the Most High and Him only, there are certain things that's supposed to come with that. Like the Most High is supposed to hold you down, supposed to be there for you. You're supposed to have a certain level of power. Now, if Yahweh don't change, and you say you believe that He don't change, so where's your spiritual power at, Hebrew? I'm going to tell you what it is. You've been put to sleep. You've been taught that spiritual power is just the power of God, which it is. But how do you gain access to it? How do you activate it and gain access to it? You don't know. And many of our people are too prideful to say, hey, I don't know. And many of our people, they don't know the answer to that question, and they don't want to know. And when they see people like us who want to know the answer to that question and who are actively looking, our people get upset and angry, just like the Christians and Catholics told them to. Our people do not want to learn about stuff like this, and they don't want you to learn it either. Our people are comfortable accepting whatever the slave master told them was acceptable. That's what our people roll with. And they do not want to go against this man. They're not going to go against him for the most part. Even the Hebrews who are Old Testament only, a lot of them, they say, don't read this, don't read that. If you ask them, how did Moses turn his staff into a snake? They'll either say, it was the power of the Most High, like we don't know. Anybody knows that. I said, how? But instead of saying, I don't know, they won't do that because they got too much pride. They'll just say, it was the power of the Most High. Like we don't know that. I asked you how. And since they don't know how, and they're afraid to even go down that road and try to find out how, you know what they'll say? They'll take the same road that the church will take and say that we're evil because we want to know that. That's how lost some of our people are mentally and spiritually. They're gone. How the hell am I wicked because I want to know how Moses did what he did? Excuse me. You can continue to listen to your colonizer if you want. Go right ahead. Don't expect me to do it, though. I'm not going to join you with that foolishness. Most of our people are terrified of the spirit realm. You say you believe in the Most High, but why are you terrified of spiritual power? And don't tell me that you're not, because most of our people, you're terrified of spiritual power. That's why you get mad even when I start even asking questions like, how did Moses turn his staff into a snake? And then the generic Christian answer, it was the power of God, power of the Most High. And then I say, even a 2-year-old knows that. I asked you, how did he do it? Walk me through it. And since you can't do that, you get angry. Because I know that there's more to the story. It makes you angry. You better check your spirit. Whoever you are. Excuse me. Why are you getting angry? Because we want information. We want knowledge. We want to know. The power of the Most High, brother. Brother, you're wicked for wanting to know more. You really need to check your spirit. Whoever you are out there. This goes out to whom it may concern. I don't know who needs to hear this, but whoever it is, you're going to hear this too. And this goes directly to you. You know who you are. Whoever you are out there. We don't listen to the oppressor no more. We don't care nothing about what he has to say at all. We don't choose any of his ways. If we come to a conclusion, it's gonna be because we thought about it, and that's the conclusion we come to. We don't need the oppressor whispering in our ears, don't read this, don't read that. He turned his staff into a snake by the power of the Most High. Don't ask no more questions. If you do, you're evil. That's what church does. Church, church does not want you asking questions. Because then you're going to realize how wicked they are and how much they've been lying to you. Same thing with a lot of your so-called teachers, elders, and mores and priests. Asking too many questions, you're going to figure out they lying to you. They're misleading you. And instead of saying, I don't know, they'll just make something up. We don't do that around here. I got no problem with saying I don't know. It's tons and tons and tons of stuff that I don't know. Not gonna play around like I know something that I don't. But what I do know is the majority of Old Testament only Hebrews, they terrified of spiritual power. There's only a remnant of us who are even brave enough to even inquire about certain things. Because you already know, as soon as you start looking for how to obtain power, the first thing niggas want to do is say, you're evil, you're wicked, you're a witch, you're a warlock, you're a wizard. Our people are terrified of spiritual power. But actually think that they're going to get spiritual power being a coward. Toughen up, Hebrew. Do your own research, fam. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I'm out.